look at Tommy Reese on film?
An experienced guy who does a great job running the offense. I think one of the things he does really well is he runs the whole operation, setting the protection, ID and blitzing, checking, ID and coverages. So you can tell he's well coached and he's a smart player.
Now, they have shown the ability to run the ball and they've shown the ability to throw the ball. Which concerns you the most going into Saturday?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, I mean, they're a multiple team. I mean, I've seen them run it 50 times in a game if they think that that's what they need to do to win. We've seen them throw it 50 times if that's what they think they need to do to win. So when you see a team like that, both of them are things that worry you. I think you got to look at yourself and see, how you think they're going to attack you. But I think they both do it.
What have the last 3 weeks been like for you? Just how much of a change has it been to take on the defense coordinator role?
Well, I mean, throughout the course of the year, I'm involved, defensively. Obviously, the primary role was special teams, but, it's not something I haven't done before. So, jumped in and it's coaching the defense like riding a bike. So you just get on it and go.
Is it that easy? What can you do other than maybe a breakdown? Sort of what has been done? Can you make any adjustments?
I think you got to work within the scheme and the things that are already in place. I mean, you can't, when you get in that type of situation, you have to look at what you've been doing and try to do it better. And try to do it in a way that can help you win a bowl game. And we're looking to win one game. So there isn't the time to make major changes.
Joe, I know you weren't there for all the time, but you've seen Darius in practice
yes.
for the last few weeks, and it seems he's been so much better since the last month of the season. Mm-hmm. What has been the difference for him over that time as opposed to before that?
Well, I just think, even though he's played a lot of games for us, he's still a relatively young football player. And as the years progressed, he's worked hard. Coach Panagos has done a great job with him, and I just think he's just improved throughout the year. He's gotten to the point where he's been able to make a good amount of plays the last few weeks, and I think that's kind of a glimpse of what's to come for him.
I know that recruiting rankings are what they are. They're volatile. They're not always true. But does it matter for a program to have big-name recruits and highly touted guys pan out and be good, either perception-wise or how you build your recruiting classes?
I think so. You hit the nail on the head. Sometimes that stuff's relative. But when you have a guy who's highly recruited and come and does well, I think that speaks positively for the program and the ability to identify, recruit, and then develop a player. So.
What is he like in practice?
Great, smart, hardworking. He's a great person. And he's very talented.
It's 3 weeks, one game. But how do you approach this as far as an opportunity, kind of going forward?
Well, for me, it's Coach Flood asked me to do it. I said, I'd do it. Do the best of my ability. So I try not to look much past this Saturday, and just try to do the best job with the staff and hopefully play a great defensive game.
Obviously, you got the interim label. I'm sure you wouldn't mind getting that removed.
We'll focus in on this game, and then from there, whatever happens, happens.
Did you have to go back and watch the 12 previous games a different way than what you've been doing previously?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you obviously watched the 12 games on the field and watching tape.
Yes.
But you were doing it in your previous job as a special teams coordinator.
Yes.
When you took over the interim defense coordinator job, did you go back and watch them with a different eye, looking for different things so you can build for this game?
Yeah, I mean, I was, like I said before, I was still involved defensively. So, I mean, I still was watching the games and still involved with the games. But, yeah, I mean, when you're not the coordinator, you're not watching necessarily with the same things in mind. So, yeah, when you're getting ready for a bowl game, you have a little bit more time. So you're able to do some self-scouting. You're able to look at yourself and what you do well and what you don't do well. So to some degree, but also at the same time, it wasn't like I was completely removed from the defense and hadn't watched. So
I just figure you might be paying more attention to it now than you have.
No doubt.
You were splitting,
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Have you have some time to sort of reassess the season? And one of the reasons why you're in this position is obviously things didn't go that well defensively. Have you had a chance to sort of look back and identify things that didn't really work out well, and other things that why the struggles?
Right.
Some of them seem to be fairly obvious. But
right. Well, I think anytime you have, and even when it's a bye week, I've always been a guy during bye weeks, you're going to look at what you do and then what's working, what's not, and then improve from there. So, the ultimate evaluation on the season comes at the end when you really get a chance to go through with a fine-tooth comb. But yeah, you're always, when you have time off between games, you're always looking at, hey, what can we do better? But the final evaluation comes at the end. We're looking to do what we can do to play great defense and help the team win the football. I mean, that's what we're doing during that time, getting ready for the bowl.
What was your involvement with the defense? Work with the safeties, is that right?
I did, yeah. I worked with the safeties. Last year I worked with the defensive ends. So I kind of worked at both levels, and then now with the linebackers. So I've had a chance to be in all parts.
Some of the players talked about your first meeting. What was it like to go from sitting in the back of the room where you sat to coming to the front door, and now you're leading the defense?
Well, I mean, every single day we start with a team meeting, and we have a special teams meeting every day. Every day there's a special teams meeting. So, instead of talking about special teams, I got up and was talking about defense. And again, it's something that I've done before, so it's something that's familiar to me.
How do you split your time? Obviously, special teams is valued so much at Rutgers,
Right.
maybe more so than even other programs.
Right.
How do you go splitting your time now?
Well,
the last 3 weeks, I guess.
The benefit was that there was 3 weeks. That's the first thing. The second thing is Sam Williams, who's a special teams GA, who we worked together all year, done a great job. We had, for 12 games, we had worked together. So he's been able to help, and he's done a great job. And then, even when you are the coordinator, there's other coaches on the staff that help with each special team. So between everyone, we've been able to take care of it.
What have you seen from Notre Dame on offense?
On offense, I think they're a balanced team. I think they're very talented. I think the receivers do a great job, especially on deep balls. I think the quarterback is experienced and does a great job running the operation. And they play multiple running backs, and they all have ability, and they're all talented players. As I said, they've been able to run it, they've been able to throw it. I've been very impressed by it.
When you look at their program, you had like you said, a couple weeks to look at. When you look at their program, do you see a program that's capable of getting to where they were last year consistently, or is that might be too hard?
Well, I think in terms of, when we look at this, I'm going to be honest. I'm not spending time looking at other programs and saying, what they're capable, what they're not capable of doing. But I mean, I tell you what, they're a very good football team, and I've been impressed with everything I've seen on film. They've been a team that's had our attention from the beginning, and they'll have it through the end. So, as well.
They're all specifically TJ.
Oh yeah, between 7 and 10, those guys are dynamic players. They have good speed. The thing that's most impressive is the ball skills. They're able to get open vertically down the field. They're able to go up and catch the football and make a lot of plays. They're going to be guys that are going to be challenged to defend. There's no question about it.